Bible. With a few stories to tell you. Been There are so many with people crazy. They are, and I feel find their mojo be to line will be since my internet is misbehaving. Okay, so I'll be working with you on Matthew 7 verse 7. This episode 1, the first episode of my Success Secrets from Bible, and I'll be working with you on Matthew 7 verse 7. It's a very popular place in the scriptures. Now, disclaimer, I said it in the advertorial that this program is not a religious program. I am not your man of God. I am not also your, you know, uh, religious leader. I just want to tell you something I learned, the things I learned from the Bible that helped me in my success journey, and I want it to help you too. So I'm going to tell you a few stories and then I'll be through. So Matthew 7, verse 7 and 8. So I'm going to read. So Matthew 7, verse 7 says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. And then verse 8 says, for everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be open. Then if you go further, it starts referring to God. Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give you gifts, good give give good gifts to those who ask him? So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets. Okay. So if you also check Luke 11, verse 9, it talks about the same thing. It says, okay, earlier you talk about it. Suppose that's from verse 5. Suppose you have a friend and you go to him at midnight and ask, friend, lend me 3 loaves of bread. A friend of mine on a journey has come to me and I have no food to offer him. And suppose the one inside answers, don't bother me. The door is already locked and my children and I are in bed. I can't get up and give you anything. I tell you, even though he will not get up and give you the bread because of friendship, he won't do that because of friendship, yet because of your shameless audacity, because of your shameless audacity, yeah, yes, because of your persistence, um, he will surely get up and give you as much as you need. So that's verse 9 now, 11:9 Luke. So I said to you, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to those who knock, the door will be opened to them. Okay, so very simply put, this is, trying to show you some things I learned myself from the scripture. So I'll tell you one story. Now, a lot of people have a sense of entitlement, like, oh, you know, is my, you know, you know, I should have this. For instance, I'm physically challenged, so naturally, sometimes you feel, you know, working in a bank, you feel like somebody owes you something. Like, you understand, I'm physically challenged. Why can't you allow me to take the money before you? You understand, I'm physically challenged. Why don't you allow me just, you know, get to the front before you, and all these kinds of things. So a lot of people have a sense of entitlement, maybe because you are disabled, or because you are up there, or because of something you think that something should come to you naturally, or even because you are righteous, you think that, oh, good things should come to you. Now, that is a very big issue. Earlier in my life, I thought that if you just do your little part, you leave the rest, and then, oh, things must always work out nice. For instance, you're a best student, and then you're very good at what you do. Naturally, government should naturally recognize you, invite you over to come and help them with their, problems and all this. It happens in the university student. You see professors who are very good with what they do and who they are: professor of biotechnology, professor of agri extension and agri economics, professor of marketing, professor of environmental, whatever, professor of climate change, professor, and they are waiting in the universities for people to come and call them, ministries, department, and agencies to come and call them to come and work with them. It doesn't happen that way. The rule is that you must ask, you must seek, you must knock. In fact, you must ask and keep asking. You must seek and keep seeking. You must knock and keep knocking. So, how did I use this principle? So, you know, early in my life, I thought that, when you do your own part, you just see somehow something's come to you. So at a particular time, I thought I should be helping government with their projects. I should be doing contracts. I should be doing quite a lot, because I have the capacity. In fact, in one of the times I went to school abroad, I read information and communications technology, a course in application of information and communication technology in education. When I came back, I reported to my vice chancellor and told him, I've learned so much. Can I just help the school, with their, I think they used to call it MIS, Management Information System or something. Can I help them, you know? And the vice chancellor called the director in charge, the professor in charge of the IT, directorate. And I went there a million times. The man refused to work with me. He refused to work with me. He refused for me to come and help them with what I know, what I've learned that the university can make use of. For instance, I learned how to help, that was many years ago. This wasn't rampant. How to help lecturers shoot um, their courses as videos. I learned how to help lecturers, you know, digitize those talk and put them online. Learned how to design a website to put those materials, so that it can be on demand. The students can, you know, access them and all those kind of things. But they never gave me a chance. You see, one day I sat down in my office and I wrote a letter shared to a lot of universities around, or lecturers around high institutions around the area. And in one day, I made a lot of money because I said, "Oh, can I design a personal website for you?" And blah blah blah, as an academic, and I made a lot of money in one day. You see, so if you don't learn how to go out there to ask, you will not, get it. The place we read in Luke chapter 11 from 5 down to 9. You heard that place say something like, even if your friend is he loves you so much, he's your friend, but you guys are you know so friendly that he should have done that for you, but he's sleeping already with his family. He has locked his door. That if you keep knocking on his door, if you keep asking him, telling him what you want, even though you wouldn't want to come out and do that because of his friendship with you, he will do it because of the fact that you are disturbing him. He doesn't want disturbance. So to that extent, he will go on and just do that. Not because you are good, not because he loves you a lot, but because of his own sanity. So I started learning how to ask. So you ask what you want that you don't have. You ask to be connected to people. Don't have a sense of entitlement. He's my elder brother. He knows that I'm suffering. He should know that he should connect me. Is the government, they now disabled, they know they should be doing this for me. No, you need to ask, and you have to ask freely. I hear a lot of people come to ask me, please, I want you to mentor me. And I say, my mentorship is 10,000 US dollars, and I have a handful, so I don't even have time for, other people. And then they get angry. They wouldn't even say, like, or, okay, why not? Let me just find something I can be doing for you. Can I help you write your books? Like, you tell me, I come with recorder, you just, say those things. I go back and transcribe them. Can I help you manage your social media platform? Can I repost what you've got there? Can I just come in and put um one day in your company? Can they don't ask those questions. They will just get angry and said, what a rubbish, he just he can't sacrifice, he just doesn't love me, and all this kind of thing. I will laugh and I leave them to go. But there are lots of people I also do that free for. Why? Because they persist. They couldn't take a no for an answer. They just say, you have to find a way for me. I'm ready to be here. I'm ready to be your life. I'm ready to be coming over and over. I'm ready to be looking for what to do for you. I'm ready to be in your presence until you are able to see me. They persist, and I have no option because it will amount to wickedness. But some people they feel entitled. They'll just go. So that's about asking. So I learned how to ask God what I want. And when I ask God what I want, I ask God what I want, because in that place it didn't even tell you, or you know you must be in so you know grace. You must have paid tithes before you ask. It didn't say you must have been a good guy before you ask. That place didn't say, the qualification before you ask. That place just say ask, seek, knock. Yeah. They don't give us, it is in religion that most times that a lot of qualifications and all those are going to be heaped up on people most times. And sometimes you have so much guilt that you can't even approach your father. But I'm not talking about religion here. I'm not talking about some spiritual thing. I'm talking about the principles I gleaned. So what I stopped thinking that anybody on earth who is owing me anything, that is, if I want something, I have to disturb, ask for it, position myself. So sometime many years ago, more than maybe a decade and a half or more, I decided I wanted to, consult for governments and all this. And I asked, how do I really do that? And they let me know that if I want to do that, I must have my regulatory documents ready, because that's how I am going to be able to do what I'm going to be able to, apply for the jobs in government. So I started. you know, to get my documents ready, all the um, PENCOM, tax clearance, NSITF, Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, um, my everything, I got all of them ready, and I decided to apply for a job. So when I started applying for the job, I found out that, you know, the a lot of people told me, oh, you can apply for this job. You can apply for this job because it has all been given out. Contract in this country, they have all been given out. Nobody will give you and all those. It's not a merit and all those. But you see, I've started learning how to, you know, play games. What I mean is that I see life as a game. you know, I didn't come, to do this podcast because I want a million people to be here. Or I want a million people to watch me. It's just a game for me. I feel, from what I've encountered these few days, a lot of people are really, really suffering. Yes, I've had opportunity to train hundreds and thousands of people, in the past week. And then I found out that a lot of people are really suffering. They just lose hope. And also, for me, it's just my way of saying, how can I just put in some 20 minutes every evening for some 1 or 2, 3 weeks to see how much I could drop out there, and some people can, if I can just get one person who picks up this and runs with it, then it's okay for me. So by then I started learning to play the game of life, because I will always say, if you don't play, you cannot win. So when I started playing that game, I applied. My company tendered. We bid it for the contract. Now that was when things were better, and in terms of financing the country. So the several recession hadn't come, and so many problems hadn't befallen the country. So when I applied on the day of opening the bid, we got there. Um, we found out that when about two of my staff, we got there and we found out that that organization, it's a government organization, had lots, 67 lots. It was a major contract, major, you know, procurement announcement. They had about 67 lots. I think I applied for lot 13 or lot 23 or something like that. So they had about 67. And when we got there, about maybe 23 or 27 lots, nobody applied. About 27 or 23 or 27 lots, nobody, there was no application for that. And remember, the people who are supposed to apply, somebody told them, oh, you cannot win the contract because they've given out the job. You cannot. Okay, well, the question you want to know is, did I win my own bid? Yes, I did. I won it, and I did the job. In fact, when I finished the job, I traveled with my wife to the US to go and rest, because it was just like, oh, welcome to the world of you know um, um, contractors. Then, so, but that's not the point I wanted to make. The point I wanted to make is the point that those who didn't apply, they found out, or they never found out, that because they didn't knock, the door wasn't open. Because they didn't seek, they never found. Because they didn't ask, nobody gave them. So I found out that I could have been outside, never invited that day for the opening, because I didn't apply. And I would have known that 27 or 23 laws, nobody applied for them. So that way I learned that really, if you want to be a great person, you need to seek, rather, you need to ask, you need to seek, you need to, knock. Now, time will fail me because I'm almost through with my time. I don't want this thing to always exceed 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. Now, because I got that shocker. In fact, the shock shocked me. The shock that 27 or thereabout lost. Nobody applied for them. It shocked me. It shocked me so much that, you know, I found out that if you don't play, when I came out that day, when I got home, I wrote in my diary, if you don't play, if you if you if you don't play, you will never win. And it taught me a very, very big lesson that I should always play. I should always ask. I should always seek. I should always knock. You ask for what you want that you don't have, or what you need that you don't have. You seek for what you want to know that you don't know, and then, or what is missing that you want to find. Then you also knock for those that are locked. You want to want them opened. So you need to knock so that it should be open. In fact, the real translation is knock and keep knocking, seek and keep seeking, ask and keep asking. Don't ask once and get angry and say, "Oh, I'm going. They don't like me. I'm going. They think they are God. I'm going. They think they are my God. I'm going because they." I want to tell you guys that really God doesn't come from heaven to help people. Everything I've achieved on earth, I achieved because, God used somebody. It could be because the person sees the value I'm bringing to the table, or the person is even in need of my value. Yes, or the person feels that, oh, I have so much value that he or she needs to introduce me to organization or individual or government or whatever that needs my services. So everything, whether you were, learned, you have a PhD, somebody supervised your thesis. Can I still remember Professor Enoch, who supervised my PhD, and the other professors who supervised other of my listing. Yeah, the point is that at a point in your life, every point in your life that somebody has to drag you to the next level. Now, get it right. When you ask God for something, God will ask somebody and command the person to go and do it. The person can come to you and find out that you are stubborn, not qualified, or have very filthy character or something like that. Well, it is your business. So one of the things I want you to find out today and take from the success secrets from Bible, Matthew 7, verse 7 to 8, that is knock, seek, or rather, ask, seek, knock, is that you need to go out there and ask. How do you ask? Host webinars, make offer something to people, make a call to action, like, oh, buy my thing, come and shop on my website, whatever it is. You need to go out there and write proposals and send it in. You need to have something that you are telling the world to come and buy. You need to hone your skill and push it out there for people to see. You need to prepare yourself for whatever. If in 2023 you want to consult for organizations, check out what do they want. There was a time I wanted to do auction for government agencies. I needed my company needed to go and register to have auction certificates and auction registration and all the other things around that. You want to do IT work for organizations, you find out what is needed, that's the seeking part. Oh, how do I become a consultant? How do I, that's the seeking part. How do I become um, a, a contractor? How do I become an IT expert? How do I become very good in this and that and that? Ask those, yes, who you want something from. Seek the answer from those you want something from, or something you don't know you want to know. Also, knock at the door of people who can buy your words, or who have, who can open doors for you. But when you are going, please have something that you are asking, have something you are seeking, have something you are knocking. I always tell people, if your governor, your president meets you at the lifts of hotel, maybe like Transcorp, and you say, "Hi, sir, you're my governor or you're my president," and the person says, "Oh, wonderful. What can I do for you? What can you do?" Yeah. Will you say, "Oh, you can give me appointment. Oh, you can um allow me to buy things from for your government. You can, those things, their brothers and sisters, their friends and their cronies can do those things. What is important is what you can do that a lot of people cannot do. So asking, seeking, and knocking requires preparation on your side. Can you just take out 30 minutes every day from television and plug it back into learning a skill? Yes, because when you are seeking, when you are knocking, when you are asking, when it is answered. I went somewhere to do something today, and a man came and was begging me for money. While I was coming out of my office, I saw cleaners in the complex, and I gave them some money. So I didn't have money on me. I didn't have, cash. So the man was begging me for money. Said he wants to use it to go home because, the person he came to see in town, um, disappointed him. Is a little elderly, maybe he's 50, maybe 65, maybe, I don't know. And I asked him, I don't have money here right now. I will give you my card. But you see, I want to know what is that thing that you can do, because I have a business school, I have an ICT and management consultant firm, I have an agri-tech company, and other companies I have. Where can you work in all of them? you know we do more of consulting and all those for clients and all that. So how can I help you? Because I don't like the fact that you're begging. What do you know how to do? Just one thing you know how to do. He says he knows how to do contracts. That like if I am building a house and he can be going to buy, he can supply the sand for me and all this. Okay, do you have money? And so when you supply, we pay you. He doesn't, so I have to give him money to supply. So why should I give him money to supply when I can tell companies to supply and they supply, then I pay the money. So why should I give him money and he start going to look for, you know, he could run away with my money. So he doesn't have anything I can work on, and I can work with nothing. But he asking me for money. Yeah. But I told him, okay, wait, um, somebody I sent on an errand is coming. If the person comes and there's a change, then I'll give it to you. Now, but by the time we had talked, he told me that he doesn't really want money again. He want me to help and build him. That if I can give him my number, he know that he has achieved a lot coming to meet me this evening. I gave him my card, and I tell him, just think of something I can help you with or help you do something you're qualified to do, and then I can help you. You see, this guy is asking, but you see, there's a problem. He doesn't have quality skills. He doesn't have something I can leverage for him, not for myself. So you need to do a lot of preparation. So I'm going to round off in the next 1 minute or two. But the point is that, yes, this success secret, ask, seek, knock, from Matthew 7, verse 7 to 8, and um, Luke 11, verse 9, helped my life a lot. It taught me also marketing. It taught me that if I have a product, I should go out there to actually, ask people, will you buy? Do you need this? I should be able to profile those who can buy. It taught me to know that I should look for some certain qualities in people who can buy my wares. For instance, if I have something I want to sell, I should ask myself the question, The people I want to sell this to, the people I'm asking to buy, do they have the need and the want? Do they have the urgency of the product or service or platform? Do they have the money to buy this thing? Do they also have the willingness to listen to me? Yeah. So those are questions I ask myself, yeah, before I go out to try to find organizations that will buy my wares. I want to appreciate you for listening in. And I want you to, you know, have a sense of service, not a sense of entitlement. Don't always think that people owe you anything. If you have something they need and you want it, be willing to pay the price, but above all, be willing to ask and keep asking, be willing to seek and keep seeking, be willing to actually, knock and keep knocking. Now, don't have a sense of entitlement. Don't have that sense that you feel, he should help me. He's from my village. He should help me. He's from my town. He should help me. At least he has money. He should help me because, don't always think that way. Always ask, seek, knock, and then bring down, bring down your insult sensitivity level. Insult sensitivity level. Bring it down and increase your insult acceptance level. Increase your insult acceptance level. That when people insult you, it doesn't just cut through your mind, your heart, cut it in such a way that you say, I'm ready to go into my small hut and die instead of them insulting me. How should they insult me this way? With all your respect that you've been having, have you eaten it? Yes. If you want to go out there and market, you must be insulted. If you want to go out there and push through your idea, you must be insulted. Even Jesus Christ, when he came here, he went to um, those fishermen who probably were not very educated, because of course the book of Acts, I think is it 4 verse 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to 12 said that when Peter spoke, when they called him, Acts of the Apostle chapter 4, when he called him and he spoke, and said blah 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 blah, and they found that he spoke with some level of eloquence, and that and they said, oh, these guys are not educated, but they have been with Christ. Yes. So when he came, he knows that the very, very educated ones, they will do what? They will be asking him questions, funny questions, stupid questions. Thank you, look at, you know, they were asking him stupid questions and and all those kind of things. Now, when they keep asking those stupid questions, and if he had come and he met somebody like me with a PhD in philosophy, he came to my department, we would ask him questions like, you said you are the son of God. How can you say you are the son of God when I we know your mom, and give us the epistemological and the logical dimensions and the syllogistic import of your salvific nature and your godlikeness. You want to take your blood and go and want to take your blood and go and check um, at the at the lab if it has God content and all those kind of things. But you see, the guy wasn't interested in their rubbish. He went and took people who will listen to them. He just promised them, "You are fisher, you are fisher, you are fishermen. Come, just join me. Instead of fishing men, now I'm going to make you, right? Instead of fishing fish, I'm going to make you to be fishers of men." And when he told them, he promised them something bigger than what they were, and then they followed him. Yeah, if he had come to ask people like us who thought we educated, who ask him, the legal implication and humanistic implication of us fishermen has you know, a psychographic dimension that is against human rights and justice. In fact, it's just like human trafficking. And you know, we'll start speaking grammar. But Jesus didn't go to those people. He didn't go to those people. He went to these guys who will not overlogicalize what he's saying. And then they followed him and he achieved his aim. So I just say that in relation to a lot of people they have too much sense of superiority, and their insult tolerance level is so low, and their insult sensitivity is so low, and their and all those kind of things. Their insult sensitivity is so high, but insult tolerance level is so low. No, 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 no. Yes, you know, the only department that brings money, properly so called now, properly so called, the only department that brings money into an organization is the marketing department, marketing and sales, and that's the headquarters of insults. If you go to tell somebody something, say why you people want to come and dupe me and all this kind of thing. Tonya is my friend. Tonya Michael, the guy who is on the list, is my friend, and he's a real estate consultant, and you know he knows how hard it is to convince one fool to come and buy something that will help him tomorrow. You know, one of my friends who is into real estate, he own one of the biggest real estate companies here, and he was telling me that there was a time in one of his estates he was people paid money. He said there were military men and all those. They paid money, and the estate papers were not coming out as fast as they could. They paid about 3 million or so, and they came and collected their money. The same week they collected their money, the papers came out, and then the estate went, I think, from 3 million to 30 million. The and all those, and they were coming back. But one guy who left his money, who came with them and left his money, is now living in his own house there, and these other guys are not. So the point being made, yes, Sonia has concord. The point being made is that to convince one fool is always a very difficult thing. So you need to increase your insult tolerance level. Ask, seek, knock. If they don't give you, ask, seek, knock again. They don't give you, ask, seek, knock again. In fact, there are organizations that we are working for today. You know, my organization is working for today. And some of the head of those organizations, we had followed them for 7 years. We had followed them for 7 good years. We follow them, they insult us, we follow again, they insult us, we follow again, they give out the job, we follow the next year, and all those. After 7 years, you know, we are working for those organizations, and then the relationship is beautiful, and the reward is worth the 7 years. So you must understand how to ask, seek, and knock. Now ask and keep asking, seek and keep seeking, knock and keep knocking. And verse 8 says, all the people who ask, they receive. The people who knock, the door opens for them. The people who seek, they find. What that means is that if you ask and keep asking, one day that door will open. And when I learned that, every other thing became very easy for me. So, hey, go out there, ask, seek, knock. Now, I want to appreciate you for listening in. If you love what you heard, please, make a comment, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, make a comment, um, write down, what you learned, then share with your friends, then like, subscribe, comment, give thumbs up, and if it's on YouTube, subscribe and put on the notification bell so that whenever I am on, you'll be able to know. Now, introduce this channel to your friends. They're going to be better for it. I want to appreciate you once more for listening in. Remember, I'm going to be coming your this episode one. I'm going to be coming your way with success secrets from Bible. Disclaimer: I am not your man of God. I am not your general superintendent. I am just one simple child of God who, like you, a child of God like you, who learn something from the Bible and feel I should share it with you because I've practiced them over the years and I've found they helped my life so much. So um, um before you want to label it a religious program. No, it just, me sharing from my heart something I learned that helped me. The same way I want to share with me something you learned that helped you. Okay, so until I come your way next time, remain blessed and stay celebrated always. Have a beautiful day.